we had Phone Man from New Jersey come. And he's very nice, but he's very like phone man from New Jersey. And all he talked about was how he was worried about finding parking. And like he called me Saturday to tell me to make the plan to when he was going to come and be like, hey, I wish you could have done today. It would have been easier to find parking. My main thing is I got to find parking. Called me yesterday to say the exact same thing. Be like, I don't know where I'm going to park. And today he called me like 20 minutes before he was supposed to be there and was like, all right, I got parking. I'm here a little early. I'm walking over, but I did manage to find some parking. He gets there. We do the thing. He goes, all right, I got to go to the other location now. I got to find parking now. And then he came back and told me about, he's like, the hardest part about this job is finding parking.
He doesn't have a car. He just wants to make
It was relentless.
I gotta prove to this guy that I got a car.
Yeah. Vroom, vroom.
It's not a 1933 Dodge Neon.
Are we recording, Haley? 33.
Yeah.
It's a hand crank.
Yeah, it's a horse. Are we recording, Haley?
Yes, we are.
Welcome to the final installment of The Meet Spook. I'm Zach.
Oh, I'm Haley.
And I'm the Headless Horseman. Am I right, guys?
Ooh, nice.
Like my name and also the famous story.
The Headless Horseman who lives in my county.
Yep. That's the story, the famous story.
Sleepy Hollow in Westchester County. I have numerous friends who didn't know it was a real place, and it is, and you can visit it, and you can take a haunted hayride and hear the story of Ichabod Crane, and do lots of fun, spooky fall activities. Come to Sleepy Hollow Tourism.
But you only have 2 days because it's October 29th when this episode airs. We'll see you next year. Yeah, what a fun month this has been.
Yeah.
Just talking about romance, talking about horror. We've had so many fun things. We played horror movie Tinder.
We've learned a lot. We've loved a lot. We've lost so much.
Mother.
Yeah. I lost
Mother.
so much time on that.
But what a treat. What a good time. And then next week we'll be back to doing some regular romantic comedies. But we thought today, to round it all out, we would just have a general discussion really highlighting the romantic plot lines in some of our favorite and least favorite horror films. Just talking about how that romance finds its place in the greater horror story and what it means to each individual tale. So I think that we could start out with one that is familiar to us because the three of us watched it just the other night. 1987's Hellraiser.
Oh, the cops are coming. They know we're talking about Hellraiser. Get
We
back,
say it
everyone.
one more time. The cops are in the room.
You haven't been allowed to talk about Hellraiser since 1990. Since, Ed Koch came into office.
the Koches.
That movie was insane, and like the whole basis of it was like really sexual.
I've been trying to tell people about it. I've been telling people that I've been watching it in the hopes that we could discuss it, but nobody else has seen it. I've been like, yeah, I saw Hellraiser the other night. And they were like, cool. And I was like, oh, I want to talk about the dragon thing.
And for those of you not familiar, Hellraiser is, you may know the villain more. His name is Pinhead. He's pale white. It looks like he's caked in baby powder. And
he's got a bunch of pins in his face.
Pins in his face.
Not to jump on your toes.
No, I was just going to say, as if the name didn't make it super clear. He got a bunch of pins in that head. Everywhere. Can't go a square inch without hitting a pin.
And he is a daddy of torture.
He is the hell priest, and you will die for it.
You will scream
So
for his
whole
leather
thing,
outfit.
He's got these three friends. One of them wears giant hoop earrings through his face, and he's also pale, and he talks like this.
Oh yeah.
And you must not do it. He's got another guy who just chatters his teeth like.
Oh yeah.
He's like a fish.
No, I conflated
no.
him with another one of the guys when I originally
He's just
told
like a
them.
teeth guy.
He's a teeth guy. And then there's another guy who's like a...
in every group, there's a leather daddy, a soft whisperer, and a teeth guy.
And then to round it all out, there's Fat Fish Man with sunglasses.
Oh yeah, and he takes his sunglasses off and his eyes are sewn shut. Who cares? It's fine.
And then there's that worm scorpion
Yeah,
thing.
they got like kind of like a. I think SpongeBob was loosely based off this because the fish guy reminds me of like the pickles guy. The worm is like the Alaskan bullworm. Squidward kind of looks like Pinhead.
Sure.
And no other comparisons here. That's all the legwork I did.
And that whole episode where Patrick has a hoop through his face, I don't know.
And SpongeBob like summons a bunch of like sex torturers.
If you guys think you know which Hellraiser beast we are, just shoot us a message at MeetCutecast on Instagram or Twitter, or send us an email at themeetcutecast@gmail.com. Let us know which one of us is a fish guy, which one of us chatters our teeth a lot.
So I
don't know.
Their whole thing is that you open up it's essentially Pandora's box. It's a little golden square, and they come out and they torture you, and it's like a weird sexual pain thing, and it opens up your mind and your life, and you've never had an experience like that.
They never quite explained it.
We think what it is.
Right. I wanted someone to be like, no, this feels good. That's why I'm doing it.
Looks right to the
this
camera.
torture feels good.
Fun torture. So Julia.
Oh, the woman?
Julia Gulia.
Yeah, okay.
Guys, we should watch The Wedding Singer.
Anyway.
Wow.
No.
So Julia and her husband, who I don't know his name, we'll just call him Doofy.
Boring Doofy Magoo, yeah.
Nice guy, but just like a regular old white man. They move into this old decrepit house, and they're like, man, it's a fixer-upper. When really it's fucking disgusting.
It's a gross house.
So gross.
It's awful. And they go upstairs, and they're like, Frank has been here. They see someone's been kind of squatting in there. And there's flashbacks to Doofy's, like, weird, like, greaser, gross brother named Frank. And he seduces Julia back in the day.
And, like, it's like the works. It's their wedding day. It's Doofy and... what's her name? Julia's wedding day. And he comes in from the rain. He's like knocking on the door. He's like, oh, I gotta come in. I'm so wet. He doesn't say that, but it's context.
And he's like, do I get to kiss the bride? And he gives him very like aggressive tones. Right. It's very uncomfortable.
And he takes his knife and he cuts her slip off of her,
I guess.
Oh yeah, it's like aggressively sexual, and she's not once like, I'm getting married today. No, she's like, you're so hot because you're wearing a leather jacket and you're wet.
She starts like kind of like grabbing like herself back, being like, I can't control what I'm doing. The sexual prowess is digging into my pores. And they have like a weird affair where they're not even quite kissing. They're kind of just like breathing on each other.
Oh, yeah. The hottest of affairs. Just breathing a lot.
We didn't do anything. We just breathed into each other. What? So then you cut back to the present day, and they said Frank's been there. And you find out that Frank opened up the box, had a nice sexual torture fest, and then somehow escaped Pinhead's realm and is back, but he's just like a bag of sludge. He's like a skeleton.
Yeah, he's like he somehow becomes particles in a floorboard, and some blood falls onto the floorboards and awakens him, and he slowly develops a body.
And this is the least confusing part of the movie.
Yeah, it gets worse. And he's like, I need more blood in order to get me back. And he's never once like, Julia, I'm so happy to see you.
See more.
Yeah.
He's never like, Julia, I'm so happy to see you. I love you. This is great. I need you to do this for me. He's like, you're going to get me more blood. More blood. And now I'm going to continue to be weird and bad to you.
And she's like, ugh, just like when you were alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's into it because he's just like, give me more blood and then I'll fuck you good. And she's like, yeah, daddy.
Pretty much. And she obliges. She gets some more blood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Until he takes her blood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I need a little more. I'm going to take it from you. And she's like, Frank, how could you? And he's like, because I've clearly exposed that I'm horrible.
I'm a bad person. Yeah. And, that's right. And then he skins Doofy and wears his skin as his skin. And it's just
disgusting.
A whole thing.
Oh, but he finally gets there and he's like, yes, I look like Doofy now, so let's do sex together. And she's like, yeah.
Doofy!
I'm like, isn't the whole point that you wanted the leather guy? I can't.
So the love here, let me tell you, the romance, if we had to do a quick rate. Oh my God.
Toxic.
Horrible.
Toxic.
Like a perfect example of like a power dynamic in a relationship that should not exist, and abuse and feelings of I don't know.
Yeah, but she was terrible too. It wasn't like yeah.
She's a bad person, but it shows you like it felt like she was like conditioned to accept this almost. And maybe that's a product of the 80s. I don't know. I'm not saying that as like some profound like this was of the time because it's called Hellraiser. The villain's pinhead. But to like do that to your brother's bride on her wedding day is already like a out of line action.
That's true, but she didn't say no at the same time.
He was holding a knife.
That is true.
Yeah, for fun after. If he didn't come in like...
I mean, it's
give me your body.
Like...
He just had one in his pocket that he used to remove her clothes.
Look, we've all done it.
Yeah, I've done it to myself. I'm like, I can't get my bra off.
It felt inappropriate to me. It felt abusive.
Oh, certainly inappropriate.
Oh, it was disgusting.
No, it just felt like she clearly like didn't have like the means to be like, this is wrong. Like it didn't seem like she was, but I mean, she was into it. So I don't know, but I don't know. It felt.
To be fair though, I feel like Clive Barker had a homeless guy eat crickets and then turn into a bone dragon, so he probably wasn't looking too far into the abusive aspect.
That's the other thing too. I, again, it's called Hellraiser, so they're not making any kind of statement. So yeah, so all in all though, real bad relationship. But yeah, I mean, she was into it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Sex in the 80s was odd, maybe.
It was just all smoky blue eyeshadow and like sepia tones.
Stiff collars.
Yes.
We all... I think it's safe to say we don't know where we stand 100% on their relationship.
Yeah.
Because if it is all consensual, I guess that's not the end of the world. But all I know is I didn't like it.
I
didn't make sense.
I didn't like watching it. I thought both parties were enjoying themselves, but I wasn't.
I want to see the others because I want to know more of the, not for these two characters, but for the rest of the world. I want to know, does it, you've seen.
I've never.
Oh, you've never seen?
I've never seen Hellraiser, like.
Deader.
Yes. Yeah, that is one title.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser Revelations. The Revelations. He's got pins everywhere. Not just his head.
Hellraiser, more pins, please.
Hellraiser, the pinner. But yeah, Edward, why don't you
pin it on again and again.
Nice.
That's a Bring It On reference.
Edward, why don't you just real quick? You mentioned Dragon before.
Right.
Why don't you just tell the people it doesn't have anything to do with romance, or maybe it does. We didn't understand
I hope so. At the end of the movie, there's this homeless guy, and he eats a bunch of crickets, and then he stands in some fire, and he turns into an old bone dragon, and then he flies away. And if you think anyone's like, wow, what's the deal with that homeless guy who turns into a bone dragon? Nobody says those lines. In fact, the credits roll shortly after he turns into a bone dragon.
And he was just a homeless guy the whole movie, and not a homeless guy with dialogue or like a purpose. It was just... Every once in a while, the main characters would like see this creepy homeless guy doing creepy stuff, and they went, creepy. And then at the very end, he turns into a bone dragon.
I had forgotten about him until every time he showed up. I never once was like, wonder when that homeless guy's getting back. It was always like, oh, this fucking guy. What's his plot line? Oh, they're going to just make it weirder and not say? Okay.
He's a bone dragon now?
Bone dragon.
And he bone dragon flies away, and then the credits roll. End of movie.
So Hellraiser, we're not sure if it's weird, sort of like a niche romance or if it's just bad old romance, but it has a romantic plot line.
It is mostly romance, though, actually.
It is, and not just romance. It's mostly like just sex.
It's a lustful series.
Right.
Yeah. Like a lot. Like even when the main character and the, Sludgy Frank aren't doing it. It was Sludgy Frank.
Sludgy Frank.
She's like...
Musical guest. Sludgy Frank. And your host.
Oh my God.
Doofy.
Hey guys.
It's been a dream to host SNL.
Oh man, I love boxing and nothing else.
Ever since I moved into that house.
Anyway, she just seduces like men at bars in order to lure them into the house.
Remember that guy who was bald except for that tiny tuft on the top front of his head?
There's just a little like, oh, someone forgot to pick that cotton candy up off the top of his head.
He deserved it. He deserved to die.
Speaking of deserving to die, let's segue into a film that Haley actually hasn't seen and that we will be watching within the next few weeks, I'm sure. 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street.
I haven't seen it. I've seen Freddy versus Jason.
which is a seminal film.
Into 2003's
Freddy versus Jason. A gay romance unlike any other.
A queer fairy tale.
It becomes Freddy and Jason by the end.
Aw. I wish.
Yeah. The only verse is which China set they're buying from IKEA.
Oh, no.
No.
Tasteful.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, our food's here.
Eating, sir, eating. We're recording a platinum album. Eating. Sir, would you like to be on our podcast?
No, I really hate it. Had a long day. Stop! I will give you $400,000 if you never do it again.
Just take your headphones off. I'm giving Edward ASMR.
It's worse. Anyway.
I can barely hear you, so this is good for me. It's fine for me.
Edward.
Oh.
Edward, do you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Do you like this at all? Do you like this at all?
All right, can we please?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Aw, Zachy doesn't like ASMR. I don't think I do either. It's just kind of like, huh?
Ooh,
what are you saying?
Not like ASMR.
Well, you were
really
doing a good
dislike
job.
It makes me start to cry.
Aw.
I hate it so much.
I also don't like the videos where they're just filming ASMR and she's eating a honeycomb and she's 12 years old and more successful than me.
What?
They're freakishly young. In all YouTube videos. Honestly, there's a weird underbelly to YouTube. There's a sect of YouTube videos of that guarantees the girls are under 18, which is horrifying. And they don't do sexual things. They do other things, but it's them doing things.
Right.
But it's guarantee they're under 18, and it's supposed to be children having that's how they kind of market it. Is you want to see kids have fun, but they're teenage girls or preteen girls. And it's very bizarre, and they have hundreds of thousands of views.
I'm not a huge YouTube guy. There's just a whole thing.
You know who uncovered it? Not John Oliver. Tosh.0 did a segment on it.
What?
Pointing out how bizarre it was. That was their one semi-serious
yeah.
pointing out that this fucked up thing, and people are trying to get all these channels shut down and stuff because they're this
Interesting.
is fucked. But then they turned it into a dumb sketch. But for the first few minutes of it, it was good.
Here's something I'll never say again. Good for Daniel Tosh.
Yeah. He found one thing and was you know what? Maybe people should know about this. It's I was uncomfortable watching his segment about it. It was so creepy.
Fascinating.
Wasn't he going into the shark thing?
Anthony Jeselnik.
That's Anthony Jeselnik.
I love that.
Me too. I did too.
Have you ever seen...
I've seen his stand-up.
Have you ever seen his stand-up when he talks about Shark Party? We'll pull it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
This has all been recording, so let's just hop back into this.
So all I wanted to say about Nightmare on Elm Street is Johnny Depp plays Glenn Lance, which is the lead character, Nancy's boyfriend, and they have such a good relationship, especially for an 80s movie. He's so sweet. Toward the beginning of the film, Tina, which is Nancy's best friend, meets Freddy for the first time in a dream and is he's spooky, and Nancy's kind of consoling her and stuff. And then they all, Glenn and I think Tina's boyfriend and Nancy, they all hang out at Tina's house and console her. And she has another dream. She gets chased by Freddy and she gets murdered. And Glenn is so good to Nancy the entire time. And I think that's kind of should be a template for 80s horror films.
Aww.
In terms of how they should treat them. And then a few scenes later, Glenn dies.
Ooh.
And you know how he dies? He gets fucking dragged up all up on the ceiling.
Oh, all them blood.
All his blood fills up the room like a river.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so gross.
It's a spook.
It's
a cool scene.
It's the most famous kill in the Nightmare series.
It all drips out of him?
Oh, pours out. He gets so basically I think
but it
Freddy,
pours upwards, right?
Huh?
Yeah, it's Freddy I think goes through him, but because he's laying in bed it just comes up like a fountain.
Yeah. Now, which doesn't a bed eat somebody in later in the movie, or is that
ones.
him? Okay.
I don't know 100% sure. I don't remember, which is why I don't know if you should air this part because I don't remember exactly the details. But yeah, I know for the sometime next 2 weeks I want to watch the first one so you could see it, and I want to watch Dream Warriors, which is like the best one.
Which one is that?
The third.
Oh.
I just want to watch young Johnny Depp do anything.
Well, he's only in it for like half an hour, but...
Well, I'll watch the first half hour
he's great.
happily.
He's so nice to her.
He's so nice.
But he's also, young Johnny Depp. And I can talk about this, and I think it's good.
Yeah, Johnny Depp is trash now, but when he was young...
yuck.
Listen, I say it. He is the creep I'll keep.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, I threw him out a while ago.
It's okay. But
He
young
also hasn't
Johnny...
done a good thing in years.
I know. But young Johnny Depp, like young Johnny Depp with the long hair and a cigarette and on
Edward
the train
Scissorhands,
tracks.
Johnny Depp.
Yes, Crybaby and other things. Ooh,
Rango.
Johnny Depp in Rango is my sexual fantasy.
So hot and freaking Rango.
He's a lizard.
Yes.
Yeah, and his neck is bent weird. Anyway, Rango, anyone?
Hi, it's me, Rango.
Ooh.
Anybody here want to have an orgy?
Ooh.
It was a weird scene in Rango. It was a long scene in Rango.
It
but
was most of the movie, and I thought at that point, I was like, I don't think this is for kids. And then he says, I slipped on a banana peel, and I said, this maybe is for kids. I don't know.
Yeah, the slide whistle noise was used a lot in the orgy, which... Right.
And the... There was an original song by Fifth Harmony. Weird movie.
And then they made a second one.
No, they made a second Rio.
Oh.
Right. Which I never saw either.
Yeah, who did?
Jesse Eisenberg? The voice of Rio?
Yeah. What a weird thing to pretend there's a franchise of.
The Rio Cinematic Universe.
That's the type of movie that McDonald's wouldn't make toys for.
And they're like, please make a toy for Rio or Rio 2.
They would be like, we have far too much dignity to make a Rio 2 Happy Meal toy.
Maybe Jack in the Box.
Were there any Happy Meal toys you guys like specifically remember being excited for?
Yes.
Yes, which ones?
Oh, that and Burger King. I can remember. McDonald's was the teeny Beanie Babies. I would love those. And then Burger King did a bunch of Star Wars themed things.
Aw.
And I would go up, I would have no shame about this. I would go up to the counter and say, "Can I have a look at your toys?" And then choose one of the toys instead of the crummy one I got. This is when I was 20. So.
Next year.
Oh, I pictured little Eddie with like always like a bow tie and suspenders.
Oh my God, me too, though.
Nope,
and like
but thank you.
Like a little straw hat.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would have a hayseeds or wheat.
I'm not doing so much a Southern thing. I'm doing more a well-dressed thing.
Oh, thank you.
Aw.
Thank you.
I mean that. Like bow tie.
Yeah,
like,
I kind of did too. I feel like you were probably like a very well-dressed kid.
Maybe. I don't like thinking back, but probably.
So I had at McDonald's, they had Madame Alexander dolls, which Madame Alexander dolls, if you don't know, are a thing that girls get and want to take out, but their parents say, no, keep them in a box because they'll be worth something one day. And McDonald's made little mini ones so I could actually play with them because I also couldn't afford real Madame Alexander dolls.
I've never heard of that brand.
Ooh, they're not even that cute, but they're like,
are they like
a thing.
Fancy American Girl dolls?
Not even. They're kind of suck actually. You know what? They're actually kind of like I would put them in a horror film. Actually, looking at them now, they're like not that cute.
Oh, those.
Yeah.
I think those are scary dolls.
Yeah, those turn their heads when you walk past.
Right.
Yeah. No, American Girls were awesome. I had so many American Girl dolls. I would dress like them, and it was really cute.
You could get one that looked
I got
like
one
you,
that looked
right?
like me, yeah.
I really wanted... There was one year when the Jim Carrey's Grinch movie came out. McDonald's was giving out Grinch Christmas ornaments as their Happy Meal toys. And there was one with the Grinch driving Santa's sleigh, and the sleigh is full of presents, like a huge bag of presents for everyone in the world. and the Grinch is driving with sort of this devilish smirk, like, I'm taking these presents and not giving them to the kids. You know the Grinch.
Yeah. Classic Grinch.
Yeah, it's sort of like from the smile, you kind of got his whole deal of what he was up to, taking those presents away. Saying, his little dog was in the seat next to him. Fucking awesome. The rest were like, one of them was like the girl from Who, one was like the mayor of Whoville, one was the Grinch, like he was like doing something and he kind of had the same look on his face, like I'm up to no good. But, but I think he had like one finger like toward his mouth, kind of like Dr. Evil, but maybe not too. And then there was another one that was crappy. I remember thinking, I want the one of the Grinch driving the sleigh.
Oh, yeah.
I got a Happy Meal. I reach in. I look down, and I still remember how happy I was to this day.
That was always a good feeling. Yeah,
I was like, I did it. It happened. I felt like Will Smith at the end of Pursuit of Happiness when he gets the job. I'm just like they're like, do you want to put it on the tree this year? And I have one tear on my face, like, I would like that very much. And every year since, it's gone on our Christmas tree in my parents' house at home.
Well, I'm glad none of our parents were concerned about our health, that we went to McDonald's this much. Enough to be like, ooh, I kept going until I got the toy I wanted.
They gave out Spyro video games once. It was like a little contraption.
I remember that.
It was a video game. It was almost mimicked like a Game Boy, but it wasn't, obviously. And it was just like Spyro did like one thing. It was like basically like Pong, but you were Spyro trying to like, eat the balls. And I remember being like, this is the oh, this sucks.
This was fun once.
Oh, I have a real Game Boy. And but you know horror movies.
Yeah.
You're familiar. McDonald's, Burger King.
Has there ever been, a romantic plotline, a horror film you've seen that really did strike you as like, that feels real, not just like horror movie plotline?
Actually, yes.
Which is what?
Recently. And neither of you have seen this, unless you have, in which case I'm sorry. And nobody else over the airwaves has seen this, unless you have, in which case I'm sorry. 2018's Hellfest.
Hellfest?
I've heard actually good things. I just have not seen it.
It could have been done so much better. But I enjoyed being there.
It was doing well at like midnight screenings, right? Was
right.
That like its thing?
Probably.
That and Mandy, the Nicolas Cage film.
Oh, I hear that's doing well.
I haven't seen. Yeah,
right, yeah,
really well.
But there was a quote unquote romantic plot line where, the main girl and one of the guy friends, they were like really flirting the whole time. And by the whole time, I mean the first 30 minutes of the movie. And they were, they had a good banter. They really did, like a good banter. And they were getting closer. And they finally got into this photo booth, spoilers, and they start making out. And you're really happy for them. And then the guy is really bad at, like, winning a toy, like a prize for her.
A Grinch Christmas
ornament. A Grinch Christmas ornament. And so the whole group is like, let's go into this scary haunted house. And then the guy's like, ooh, hang on, I gotta go away for a bit. And she's like, oh no, I miss you, but I'll go ahead. And secretly he was like going to go win a toy for her. And this is about 30 minutes in, and then the murderer kills him. He's like the first guy to go, and you don't see it coming, and you're like, oh no. A, he was the most interesting part of the movie. B, that was a storyline that I wish had been continued. But so that was done well in a movie that was so-so.
Yeah, that's how I felt about The Final Girls.
The Final Girls was great.
I loved it. It was so good. But my only but, and spoiler, if you have not seen it, you can skip over this part for skip the next 2 minutes or so. Because it's a very good movie. You should see it.
Yes.
The two best characters are Thomas Middleditch and Adam Devine, and they're the first two who die. And
I forgot they were in it.
Yeah, and I was disappointed by that. I was like, I wanted to see them into this more because they were such funny, fun characters. And they were the first two to go, and that disappointed me because I felt it would have just been a little bit more of a fun ride, as fun as it was.
Then again, it is called The Final Girl.
Right, but it still could have been them.
Yeah.
But, just I found a way to continue it. I want to watch that.
That's a great movie.
A good movie.
Let's watch that.
I'm on a list right now. I just thought I would see, and it's 24 twisted romantic horror films that you must absolutely watch if mushy isn't your thing.
What a specific title.
Yeah, I know. Very
long.
strange. It is long.
What is this, BuzzFeed? Am I right?
No,
Am I right? No.
It's scoopwhoop.com.
Real quick, can we cut to we have to cut to a commercial real quick. We'll be right back with the Meet Spook. Looking for really long titled articles on very niche internet topics? Look no further than scoopwhoop.com.
Scoopwhoop.com.
We've got it all. You know, like 84 crockpot recipes for when you don't have 8 hours, but you have way more than 4 hours, and you want something with a little bit of cheese, but also black beans, but you cannot have anything far too spicy.
Scoopwhoop.com.
Or, you know, some of their other titles, like
33 things to do at the beach when you're not the kind of person to like sit at the beach and you don't want to swim because it gets so cold sometimes. So like, I don't know, collect turtle eggs or something. I'm spoiling a few of the things on the list in the title, but you get the idea. Read below.
Scoop Whoop.
Scoopwhoop.com.
Or you might know their most well-known article.
4,028 objects that you find around your home that are round and don't have any specific edges on them. If you just want to feel something that's like a sensory input in your fingers, like a nice tactile sensory input. Ooh, it's smooth. Enjoy.
Scoopwhoop.com.
That one was nominated for a Pulitzer. Scoop Whoop. We've got those titles. Welcome back to the Meet Spook, everyone.
Oh, great.
It's exciting to have advertisers.
So we're here on scoopwhoop.com, one of our biggest advertisers, and one of the movies they say is a twisted romance is Bride of Chucky.
Yeah!
Ding, 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 ding.
Has anyone seen that one?
Yeah, it
Looks
fucking
like
rules.
Zachary has.
But it's also basically a comedy.
Yeah, okay.
But is it like a rom-com? I mean, it's not. Obviously, doesn't follow that
Elements
format.
of it. It does in the sense of like a parody almost. It's after Child's Play 3, the series for Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, they become straight weird comedies, and then they go back for Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky. They go back to like mixing it a little better. But yeah, Bride of Chucky's a very good comedy.
Oh, funny enough, Hellraiser is on this list.
What do they say about it? Is there a little blurb?
There is a little blurb.
Or
It says,
is the title 48 words and then the sentence is just like pretty good?
No. Hellraiser is the story of forbidden desire between a woman and her bad boy brother-in-law who just happens to have returned from the dead after inadvertently surrendering himself to the eternal tortures of the world of demons.
Don't you hate when that happens?
I mean, they're not wrong.
The
Buy it a
film
nickel.
more than delivers on shock and suspense, but also proves to be a surprising emotional ordeal. Kind of.
No.
For them, I guess. But
I mean, if the emotion is disgust.
What else do they have? Candyman, 1992.
We were just talking about that. I don't remember. I just know he gets covered in bees. That's
I was
not
just going to say,
romantic.
this
Was that his
picture
thing?
just has a woman covered in bees. That's
Yeah.
horrifying.
I
He
thought
has-
it was. I've never seen Candyman. Is he the hook guy?
No, I know what you did last summer.
Motivated by deep
Oh.
love lost, Candyman's broken-hearted anti-hero is a slave executed for impregnating a wealthy white woman. His undying love for the woman, juxtaposed against his lust for blood and revenge, make for some pretty thrilling romance horror.
His whole thing is like you say Candyman 3 times and he shows up and he's like, I'm the Candyman. But I don't remember. And he
The
covers you in...
Candyman can.
Yeah, and he covers you in bees. I don't remember
Who
much
can
else.
make the bee sting
Why
your
was
face?
his name Candyman if he covered you in bees?
I saw it when I was
Yeah,
like
I'm confused.
11 on Sci-Fi, like late at night. So like,
That's pre when it was SYFY.
yeah. That's how I got most of my like original horror education was from that and AMC. They would show like horror movies late on Friday and Saturday nights, and I had all those friends. On the rare nights that I didn't, I would watch those super late at night.
How about The Fly, 1986?
I've always
Jeff
wanted to
Goldblum.
see that fly because I hear it is romance.
I mean, this
based.
picture is like, whoa, steamy.
My friend Evan, can I tell a story?
Please.
I guess.
It's an open forum.
He went out one night, and while he was out, he met a young woman who went to his college. This is when he was in college.
Okay.
And they really hit it off. And they liked each other a lot, and they were getting along, and they were flirting a lot. And then at one point, she's like, hey, come back to my apartment and hang out for a bit. And he was like, oh, cool, this is a good night.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes back to the apartment, and he said it's about like 1 a.m. or so. And she's like, oh, we should make some food or something. And he was like, oh, okay, sure. And she's like, I know how to make like Greek rice balls. and I have all the stuff. Do you want to like do it? It's kind of fun to make. And Evan's like, yeah, sure. So they start making the rice balls, and then her roommate comes in and starts having a huge argument with her about something. And they get into a huge fight, and they go into another room to kind of finish the fight and work it out. Meanwhile, Evan is standing in the kitchen in the middle of cooking a dish that he does not know how to make. So he just continues cooking it like the way he thinks it's going to go. Sure. Meanwhile, it's 1:30 in the morning now. He's like drunk and making his food. He says that she didn't come out until 3 in the morning. He like made the food. It was terrible and cold. And she came out and she's like, you want to just put on a movie or something? He's like, yeah, sure. Okay, we'll get the night back on course.
Oh my God.
So she says, okay. So she turns on from the beginning, The Fly.
Yes.
He says, so we're sitting there at 3 in the morning watching a disgusting movie, eating terrible food. And eventually she just falls asleep. He goes, so I walk out of the apartment and I realize I don't know where she is in relation to where I live. So I just start walking until I see something I recognize near campus. And it took me about 2 hours to get home.
Oh, boy.
So he got home at around like 6:30 in the morning, full of rice balls. So anytime Evan mentions even the animal, the fly, I think of that story and how much I adore Evan.
Oh, boy.
Aw.
Evan, this one's for you.
I'm a fly, oh, I'm a fly. The words to that song.
Yeah,
that's more seductive than Frank in Hellraiser. Just being like, are we going to have sex now? Here's my knife. And she's like, oh.
Yeah, every time in Hellraiser she like thinks about the past of sex, she like truly like clutches her necklace that doesn't exist, and she's like, and like throws herself against the wall, and it's like, it's like, I can't stop thinking about it.
You guys remember Franklin the Turtle?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Franklin.
Is that his theme song?
Yeah.
Or are you like a robot who's programmed to do that every time someone
No, it's the show. What about him?
Okay, weirdo.
Remember Little Bill? Little Bill. I found a Little Bill book in the school I work at the other day.
You should probably throw that out.
I should.
In the theme music, right? It was like they'd be like, Little Bill, and he would be like, what's up?
Yeah.
It's me, guys.
Little Bill, hi.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was like talking.
Yeah.
The theme was talking. And then
though.
people would just be like, Little Bill. And he was like, sup. I feel like there are more romance plot lines in horror films and thriller films now, like currently, that I've just seen in the past like few years. Like even like A Quiet Place. Would you even consider? I don't know if you'd consider that horror, but I feel like horror isn't like super in right now. Do you know what I mean?
I disagree. Actually.
I disagree about that. But
the vision of horror is being. But I sound like a fucking film podcast nerd.
Ew.
But the scope of it's been really expanded and becoming just like very.
But it feels more like thriller. Like I'm not scared. I'm like.
It depends on the movie.
Scared watching those movies. Like I'm thinking A Quiet Place. I'm thinking Get Out. Like just like award-winning like thrillers. Are they horror movies?
Well, not so much those as opposed to the other like very successful horror movies of the past few years, like The Babadook or The Witch or It Follows, which are more horror movies.
Yeah, you're right. And those are all very relationship based too, though. It's not just like, ooh, here's the spooky killer. Like there are like really like good
not
relationships.
Romantic relationships, but human relationships.
Yeah, but some too. Like It Follows.
Yeah, It Follows.
That's literally all romantic relationships. The Witch has like a really strong family relationships. And
exactly.
Hereditary.
Same with The Babadook and Hereditary.
The Babadook, yeah.
So I guess.
It's not like so 2D anymore. I don't know.
Right. It's becoming. They're expanding what horror is and what it can do.
And I like that more in general. I don't know. I'm thinking of A Quiet Place. Like they have a great they have like a really well established relationship, and that's awful and
it's so well done even from the beginning. That they're like really good. To lean into it, now that I'm thinking about it, one of my favorite horror films of the last few years, Happy Death Day.
I was gonna say that next.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna bring that up. So good and so funny.
And what a good relationship. They build so well. By the end, they're adorable together.
Yeah,
because they help each other.
Yes, I was gonna say that one. I lost it. Happy Death Day is great. y'all should watch it.
I absolutely loved Happy Death Day.
I thought it was going to be so dumb.
I forced Haley at stun gun. Like, that's what I did. I had like a taser on her and was like, watch this with me, because I wanted to see it so badly. I'd heard really good things. And we sat down and I had a ball. It was so good.
Especially with that last line. If those of you who haven't seen it, I won't spoil it, but it knew exactly what it was. And
it's great.
The
sequel comes out in February.
There's a sequel?
It's called Happy Death Day 2U. The number 2, the letter U.
That's cute.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Let's go see it.
Okay. Is there anything else I don't know. This might be a short episode.
About, like, I'm not as well versed about these as you may be, but like slasher-y films, like two campers going at it, or
they never have good relationships, because it's always like
within the first second. If you're a couple making out, you're gonna die.
Yeah. But they also treat it like they just met, if that makes sense. Like, you're supposed to believe that they know each other and stuff, but the way they treat each other, it's like they don't know each other. These are dumb kids.
Oof.
But yeah, that's the classic thing where it's like they're 2D people essentially who just are there to get killed.
Why do you think that is? That sex in horror movies was so
death consequences?
Well, it's the break of innocence. It's you're no longer a child. I used to think to myself when I was a teenager, I took a weird comfort in knowing that I couldn't be killed in a horror movie. I wasn't old enough yet. And then when I got to like college age, I was like, oh no, I could be killed in a horror movie. This is it.
And you'd be killed first.
Oh my God. Anytime I have a dream where I'm being attacked by a killer, I give up. And I wake up almost not knowing it's a dream. I'm just like, whatever. And I like fall. And I'll be like, just do it. Who cares?
I might as well be a zombie.
Yeah.
You know, I've had dreams where like there's been a zombie apocalypse and I'm trying to keep you alive and like I'm really like fighting for you and everything, and you just sit down. Like I've truly like had that dream before where you're like,
I'm sure it's a chore.
Oh boy.
Where I'm like running and like trying to like keep you safe, and you're just like, I'm tired, and you sit and then instantly get killed.
Yeah, that's about it.
I've had that dream a few times.
No, I would be real bad in any of these. I'd love to be in a horror movie, but not a horror.
Acting.
No.
Oh, you'd love to be in a scenario?
Acting. Movies are not real?
Acting.
Oh, we watched that movie with the French, with the underground up from
As Above, So Below.
Yes,
that
had a good that had the romance in it.
I didn't care for it.
You didn't care for the romance? It was a little cliche, but it was there.
I would have liked it at the end if they were like, you know what? I don't know. I did like the sort of impact of when he was like, that week we spent together was the best. That felt good because he came at a good time. But I didn't love it. I don't know. I thought there was some.
Okay, but I might be just talking from a
Ben Feldman thing.
Yeah,
baby.
He makes my heart like go a little out of pace.
Supernova girl.
Oh, he's so cute.
He's great.
He's so cute. I wonder what his bar mitzvah was like.
I feel like
I don't know.
Real sad.
You know, we could dive into all of them, but I feel like we've kind of gone the spectrum of like weird, I don't know, in Hellraiser to super good in Happy Death Day. Is there anything use you guys want to point out real quick?
Well, you said zombies, which I feel like we should touch on this movie before we not end this. You've seen Warm Bodies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a while ago. I really liked that.
Like a romantic horror film.
Exactly.
Like real
I feel like
romantic.
it would be silly to not touch on that.
Yeah.
It was Romeo and Juliet and zombies.
Yeah, it was just Romeo
Pride
and
and
Juliet with
Prejudice.
zombies. Pride and Prejudice and zombies.
Yeah, I liked Warm Bodies a lot.
Yeah.
I like that movie. Where did he go?
Nicholas Hoult? Yeah.
Yes, where is he?
Nick.
He's playing Beast in all them movies that aren't doing so well. X-Men films. They're either good or bad. X-Men films. X-Men films. X-Men. Are they good or are they bad? You can only have one good one and really, really bad ones. Days of Future Past.
Scoop Whoop.
ScoopWhoop.com.
That was the title of a list.
The article.
It's just a play button. Play, that's it.
Warm Bodies was fun. I don't know, because that was also like funny.
Right. So I guess that was more of a rom-com, a zom-com. Am I right, guys?
Aww.
I have to leave.
Well, I don't know. I would like more slashery films where the like a couple come out of it. That'd be fun.
I don't know.
You know,
'cause
like
in
alive?
Hellfest, it was nice when the guy died because I was like, oh, I guess I did like them together. And so it shook things up a bit for me.
That's how you feel in Nightmare on Elm Street when Johnny Depp dies. You're like, I like him. I don't want him to go.
Right,
but
right.
Aw.
I guess them's the breaks.
So I guess I paid attention a little more post that because I was like, oh, well, what does she have to live for now? Not much. The answer was not much.
Ooh.
That's sad. Doesn't she have like a career? And
Nope.
like a...
No. We were given so little. so little.
So before we wrap up, we actually have some special guests. I know, Edward, you have to head out.
Yeah, I gotta go. I made that joke earlier.
Yeah.
And I just want to leave.
Yeah. So Haley and I are going to do a quick interview.
Yeah.
As you know, if you listened to our horror movie Tinder episode from last week, we all swiped left on Freddy Krueger. We wouldn't date him. We said he's a bad dude. We don't like him, and he's very scary. Bye, Edward. Bye, Ed. Oh man, he's loud feet. So we decided to see if we can get Freddy in here actually, and give him a chance to redeem himself and talk about. That's him at the bell now. Haley, could you get the door? So we invited Freddy to come into the studio today and redeem himself, and tell us why he would make a good romantic partner and why we were wrong to swipe left on him. So please welcome to the Meet Spook podcast, the one and only Freddy Krueger.
What up, boys and ghouls? It's me, Freddy Krueger.
Hey, Freddy. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast. I'm Zach.
I'm Haley.
And
Hi.
I'm Freddy Krueger. All right.
Cool.
So what are we doing? What are we doing today?
Well, Freddy, obviously you know why you're here. We thought that you were a really rough, violent man, and we didn't want to swipe left on you, but we wanted to give you a chance to redeem yourself. Your publicist wrote us.
Deb? Yeah, she's
Deb.
real nice.
She's a peach. She wrote us and said that you wanted the chance to come on the podcast and tell us why you actually are romantic at heart.
Right. All right. So, I'm the man of your dreams. I will just start out by saying that. Second off, just want to say I'm great with kids. I'm a smooth dresser. I'm a bald guy. I don't know. Some girls are into that.
Like Vin Diesel.
I'm the Vin Diesel of horror movie monsters.
Can I call you Fred?
You certainly may.
I want to back up just 3 points there. When
Yeah,
you say
yeah.
you're great with kids.
I'm confused. I feel like you're famously known for killing children.
All right. Well, that may be one way of looking at it. I like to think that I enter their dreams and I spook them so much that they die.
Otherwise, that's like saying, I like to think that I take this knife and stab you so much that you die. It's murder.
Yeah, what you're doing
Semantics.
is killing children.
Semantics. Agree to agree. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we're all on the same page.
We're all on the same page,
Okay.
but I like to think it's like a fun thing, like a hobby.
No, I think... Oh, it's...
I'll ameliorate my previous statement. I'm good with killing kids. Is that better? Is that an
far
easier...
worse.
I mean, it's bad for yourself, but it's better.
It's
in
more
that
accurate.
It's an accurate sentence.
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to be honest with you guys. I
It's
feel like
one of
we've
the-
got a connection here.
Oh, we don't. But it's one of... Just want to let you know off the bat.
All right.
I'm still a hard left. And that was one of the prime reasons, Freddie. You can't kill those kids.
Look, I have so few things going on. I am literally a guy who only exists in dreams. It's a weird thing.
No career, no wife, no kids of your own.
You were a groundskeeper.
I was a
but
groundskeeper. I was doing pretty well at that, but
You kind of made your bed, to be honest. You heard a
I
bunch
did.
of kids.
And I am sleeping in my bed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, why don't you volunteer? Like, put that energy into something positive.
Yeah.
Volunteer at a library. Maybe you'll meet someone cute who likes books.
I would, but I can only work nights, so I won't be around many people. It's hard to meet people, when you're working so late. I did do a thing for a bit. I was cosplaying. I would do this thing for kids at parties where I would play Edward Scissorhands. Because of the glove thing.
Freddie, the kids party.
Right.
They died.
They died. That was not a smart move.
No.
on
So,
the
I'm glad
parents.
you mentioned the glove. Again, it's still left for me, but I'm going to be honest. If you're trying to, be more aesthetically pleasing and be someone that people can feel safe and comfortable around, you got to lose that knife glove. Yeah. Your whole hand is a bunch of long, sharp knives.
I have heard that before. But, counterpoint, who doesn't love a good back scratch? Who doesn't love a good, like scratch behind the ears
I guess
sort
if
of
you're
thing?
Very gentle, it could be kind of nice.
I am not, once again, killing kids, but...
Freddie, please be careful of our couch.
I'm sorry. I've been stroking your couch this entire time.
It's just destroyed.
Yeah,
this is our home.
Gosh,
No, don't pet my cat. No.
I love
You were
cats.
that close. I feel like you don't, though.
Let me ameliorate that again. I love killing cats.
That's
Freddie.
bad, Freddie.
I'm sorry. I forget that word sometimes, all right?
You know that thing you did in the second Nightmare on Elm Street where you switched those people's faces with pugs?
Uh-huh.
Why'd you do that?
I'm a dog person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something you got to put in your profile. That's something people will like. You got to be
dogs.
relatable.
It's hard to open up because I am an immortal dream demon who famously kills children. It's just hard to be the other person, a dog person. I love soup. I collect buttons. I've got a whole other life, but you can't get past the creepy, horrendous Jackie Earle Haley-esque face.
Now, Freddie, I have have you heard of Dexter?
Yes.
Dexter, where he kills people who kill other people?
Sure.
Maybe something like that. Could you channel your killing into, people who deserve to be killed?
I mean, if you think about it.
Sure.
I'm sure I've killed people who've killed people. It's a large swath.
I think intention counts, though, in this case.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
I want to, fulfill your thirst in a way that won't, kill many children and harm your chances of finding love.
And you mentioned the Jackie Earle Haley face, and you mentioned the burns, but you know what? Confidence is the sexiest thing.
Oh, it's
you just have to
Freddie.
believe in yourself.
It's so hard,
You want to talk about buttons? Put it in your profile. Go to a button convention. Have a quirky time. Who cares? You live once. Well, you live twice.
And then
real
forever.
bad.
Then I came back.
Yeah.
God, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah. It's just so hard, to meet women because famously, again, a lot of women came together with a lot of men and they killed me for being myself. And
which was
a groundskeeper who hurt children.
Famously.
Yeah. There it is.
Was well known for it.
Well known for that. So it is hard. I got to take things night by night, day by day, and it's going to take time. But I am literally, famously immortal, and so with your help, I hope that I can become a better person.
What you're saying is, and I hope this is true, you hear what we're saying, and you're going to work on yourself, right?
Yes.
And you're not going to kill any more kids?
Freddie. At least try. Freddie.
How about this? One less kid a month, and you polish one more set of buttons a month in its place.
All right.
You
Aw,
ready?
that's so nice.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks
We'll
for
talk soon.
coming.
Thank you, Freddie.
I'll see you later tonight.
I don't like that. Edward, did you forget your jacket or something?
Yeah. Hang on.
Who was that guy?
You just missed Freddie. Yeah, you bumped into him on the way.
Freddie. Okay.
Scary, right?
Scary guy. Yeah.
Yeah, we all
I
swiped
would have
left on him
swiped
last week.
left. Yeah.
Haley, you were gonna go.
Yeah, I have to go.
Yeah, you just gotta go.
Yeah, she heard the joke that I made earlier, and
She's gone.
She can't.
All right, Haley. But we have one more guest for you tonight. Oh wow.
Oh, it is cold in here now.
She wanted to come here. A few of us swiped right. A few of us swiped left, and we just wanted to talk to her a bit. She insisted on coming on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Blair Witch.
Hello, it's me, the Blair Witch.
This is interesting because in your films, you never see or hear you.
Yes, you don't see or hear me because I am so beautiful.
I am looking into a corner right now.
Yeah, on demand.
I am
Staring
so
into this corner.
beautiful that I fear if anyone looks at me, they'll fall instantly in love because I am beautiful than Kate Upton.
So I understand you wanted to come. Your publicist, also Deb.
Also Deb.
Deb, she does excellent work.
Yeah. She reached out and said that you wanted to come and just clarify that you don't hide and do terrible things because you're like a mean witch. You just are hiding because
No.
you don't want anyone to feel bad about themselves. And you're actually quite a whimsical witch.
No, I'm whimsical, and I float on clouds, and I have the glamour and the grace of many models.
Then why such a dirty house?
Yeah.
Sorry to...
No, you're good. We got time.
Yes, my house. I forget it's so dirty because I'm just looking at myself in a mirror all day. I don't have time to clean my house.
Makes sense.
Yes, it's just dirt piles up, and I'm really quite fond of the aesthetic.
Now, I do want to point out, and I hope you don't find this rude, but one of the descriptors of you in the film is that you're covered in horse hair.
Oh, yes.
And I do see that is true.
Yes.
So that part...
Yes, covered.
That part didn't get lost in translation.
Oh, no, I have very long horse hair down to my arse, and I think it's beautiful and shiny, and it's from the finest horses.
Oh, it's not... You didn't grow it?
Oh, no,
Did you steal horse hairs?
Here's my thing. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day and go to the horse stable, and I snip, and I make a weave.
So, hold on. Let me just unpack this. So every day...
Yes.
At 4 a.m.
Yes.
You have enough horses that you can take fresh, full body amount of hair from them every day.
well,
Every day.
Darling, when you're a witch, your horse's hair grows faster. Everyone knows that.
That makes sense. That makes
Okay,
sense.
all right, that tracks.
But what do you do with the hair when you take it off and you go to bed without the hair on?
I add it to my weave.
So you just
longer every day.
every day,
Yes.
just long.
Oh, more and more. I'm hoping to look a lot like Rapunzel. So I can sit atop a tower and a handsome man will climb up the hair, not knowing what it is, and then he'll be stunned by the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah, that would work, except that is clearly horsehair.
Yeah.
That's
They
got
would
some
just
hay
think that's
stuck
from
in
a
it.
long horse.
Well, even better. Ooh, I would get a man who loves equestrian studies.
No, what if he's like, oh, sweet, I'm gonna fall in love with this horse, and then he climbs the horse hair, and then he's like, a dumb woman.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I think that you are looking for love. I just think you're doing it in not quite the right way.
Specifically, an evil, like, dark forest.
Can you explain why you make young men stand in the corner of your house facing the wall?
Oh, yes. Men stand in the corner of my house because I believe that my smell is more attractive than my looks.
Wow, so you're the most beautiful person.
Yes.
But the smell is even more enticing?
Oh,
Humble, I
I smell
see.
amazing. And I think if they look at me, there'll be too much overload.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
And-
you're
and I wanna-
helping them out.
I'm helping them, yes. And I don't want to throw them off the scent, so to speak.
You don't want to throw them off the scent.
Yes, the scent of me. I want them to just smell me, and then when the time is right, I'll have them turn around and look at me.
And you smell like, I imagine, partly horsehair.
Oh yes, but my horses smell like vanilla and lavender.
So you smell as good as vanilla and lavender, and you look
better!
slightly worse than vanilla.
We're just
and
trying to
lavender.
really get this, because again, I think there's an easier way. Why don't you just be yourself? You don't have to run through all these hoops.
I thought I was being quite candid. This is who I am.
I
and,
know, but it feels like you're putting on a lot of airs.
Well, what do you expect me to do? Go to a bar and say one whiskey, please, and talk to people?
If you didn't have all that horsehair, yeah, sure.
And
I think
maybe-
it's off-putting.
No, I mean, what's wrong with the horsehair?
Well, there's a lot of it.
Yeah, do you want to know what's right with the horsehair?
I had a feeling it was the top of glamour, the top of the
No,
beauty
the only part that's
charts.
right about it is the vanilla and lavender smell, and you can just get that with a nice perfume. You don't have to wear horsehair. I think again that you're not just being yourself. You're doing all these crazy things.
No, you don't see. See, long horsehair reminds me of Ariana Grande, and people like her.
She's not covered in horsehair.
Not-
Oh.
Yeah, no, I know she wrote that song, I'm, parentheses, covered in horsehair,
Yes.
but I think that was more
don't
of
we
a
have
metaphor.
a sample of it?
We have a clip. Yeah.
I'm not wearing horsehair. I'm covered in horsehair.
Mike Will made it.
Scoop whoop.
Oh yeah, they took out some ad space at the end of her song.
You know, Ariana Grande's whistle tone is just amazing. I have an amazing whistle tone as well when I sing.
Can we hear it?
Yes, of course.
I think I'm falling into a deep trance.
Don't look at her. Don't look. Stand in the corner.
Look at me.
Stand in the corner. Stand in the corner.
She's the most beautiful woman in the
That's what
world.
I've been saying.
I love you, Blair
Yes.
Witch.
Gosh.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
Yes.
Will you
Please call me by my full name, Blair Tracy Witch the Third.
I don't like that.
you, Blair Tracy Witch
Gosh,
the Third.
Zach.
Yes.
Here is a wedding ring.
Zach,
it is
no.
made
Oh,
from my severed finger.
Oh, Zach,
it's
no.
beautiful.
I'm gonna wrap it around your finger.
No. Oh gosh.
Oh, it's
just
whacking.
you're describing it. I can't see it because I'm standing in the corner.
Does
but
this please you, my queen?
Oh, this sounds awful.
Yes, come to my dirt palace.
Okay, I'm going to your dirt palace now. Let's go.
Oh, well,
All right,
I found love. Goodbye.
they're leaving. They're both leaving, and I'm alone here. I'm standing in the corner. Zach.
I gotta wait the last second.
Oh
okay.
gosh. Okay.
I caught a glimmer off the reflection of a side of a car, and it snapped me out of it, and I ran away. She was whimsical.
He was whimsical. It sounded like it.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, sorry guys. I just had to step out for a second.
Oh, Haley.
yeah, Haley,
you
yeah.
just missed the Blair Witch.
What?
I almost got taken.
It was
by
crazy.
her.
Zach
What
took
do you
his
mean?
finger off. It was a whole thing.
Were you gonna marry her?
I'm bleeding so much. I don't know. Not on purpose, but I think I was. I think I was into
No,
it.
you were definitely, yeah. You were like, I'm going to rip my finger off. Here, take it as
Yeah.
a gift.
I'm gonna go real quick. I'm just gonna splash some water on my face. You guys still keep talking. I'll be right
All
back.
right, all right.
Oh, okay.
Zach is.
Oh, okay.
All right, Zach
right.
is. Oh.
God, we just got. Ooh.
Oh, something brushed against my ankles. Did you feel
Ooh.
that?
Ah!
Oh, who is
Oh
that?
my gosh!
Oh,
a surprise guest in the studio. Hey.
It's, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Chucky the goddamn killer doll,
All
bitch.
right. You
Oh.
heard it here first, folks. Charles Lee Ray is gracing us with his.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, buddy.
numbskulls.
Hey.
Hey, Chuck. Did you? I mean, we weren't expecting you. Do you also work with Deb?
Oh, Deb.
Yeah.
She's a peach.
Oh, that's
But,
what everyone's been saying.
I don't pay her in money. I pay her not slitting her fucking throat.
Oh, delightful.
So sweet.
That is a delightful thing to say, Chucky the doll.
The goddamn killer doll.
So,
So listen, you guys usually talk about romantic comedies, right?
yeah, we do.
Yes.
Yeah, you've heard of us?
I'm a fan.
oh,
and,
do you subscribe to us on Apple or Stitcher?
I listen on Podbean.
Oh.
It's the only
yeah.
thing I get in my goddamn little tub that I live in.
Oh, okay.
Heard it
well,
here, folks?
I mean,
He lives in a tub.
Podbean is
Podbean?
our.
I gotta hide somewhere in the house. I stay in the tub, and there's bad Wi-Fi, but it's okay because I get to listen to your podcast.
Aw.
And this whole month, you've been doing horror movies.
We have.
That's right. Yeah, you are at least caught up for the past, 4 episodes?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Well, I want to let everyone else out there know that I'm taken. I got a
Oh.
wife. Her name's Tiffany, and she's the love of my life.
Oh, that's right, because we did talk about you in our Tinder games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was just a game. We weren't actually trying to win your affections or anything, Chucky.
Well, I mean, we could have tried, but
Well, I think it's safe to say you definitely didn't win my affections, okay?
Oh.
is Tiffany
You
here?
guys think that you could even get me if I were single? I was a lady killer. Still am, literally now.
Because he's killed women.
I killed a lot of women, kid.
Oh.
A lot of women. Mm-hmm. But now I think I'm still a stud. Yeah, I got this plastic body.
Yeah, you have a plastic. You are a
I'm a
child's
plastic
toy.
man,
You're a
Eddie.
plastic
You
man.
are a
yeah.
plastic man. And that hair.
Oh, you don't like it? You don't think I look handsome?
Not really. I mean,
I ought to cut your fucking tongue out, bitch.
please don't. This
I'm
is
sorry,
my
I'm
home.
sorry,
This is
sorry.
my home,
It
and
seems-
you're a guest here.
You've got some anger issues that I think we need to address.
Well, if I tell you the truth, things actually aren't going too well with the missus.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry to hear that, I think.
You know, you get married and you think you're going to get the big house and you think you're going to have the backyard and dogs, and then you look down and realize you're a 3-foot tall plastic possessed doll.
Mhm,
Well,
I have
isn't
thought
she?
that.
Sure is, but people don't really give us the same opportunities they give some of you
no,
more
Chucky.
normal people.
That's a shame. It really
Chucky,
is.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, I guess at the end of the day, we all want the same thing.
Right, what?
To make some young people choke on their fucking blood.
Oh, well, I was
We
thinking
do-
more like happiness.
Oh,
and
okay, sure.
love and-
I mean, both. We can have both.
Oh,
To be
God.
completely frank with you, what we really need is a body. I could fix all this. If you get 2 human bodies for me and Tiff, I could do my Latin curse, and we can go into them and live our lives again.
Well, not to...
We got a male body and a female body right here.
Oh.
If you really feel that bad for us, why don't you switch places?
I'm just saying here, Zach is, not to throw him under the bus, but he is he's already bleeding out in the tub.
Yeah.
So
That guy, I don't want him. I don't want his body.
Why not? What's wrong with his body?
He eats so much cheese.
That's true.
he was
really-
eating cheese throughout this
it's-
entire episode.
Yeah.
He's always out of breath.
That's so true.
From
Constantly. Sometimes he'll be in the other room and I'll call him over and he'll say, hey, and he'll be panting.
And I don't even have breath.
That's true. You're plastic.
So this
famously,
would be perfect.
right.
But I just can't do the cheese. The dairy was not good for me. But you guys, yeah.
No. See, I want my body.
Darling.
No. I'm not going to let you
Alright,
finish
fine.
it. I'm not going to
Give
let
me
you
the
finish
power,
this
I
phrase.
beg of
No.
you.
No. Oh, Chucky.
Why not? I did the whole
Chucky,
thing.
cat's
Come
got your
on.
tongue.
Haley, come on.
No.
Haley, be cool.
Haley,
Haley,
What?
let me live as you for like a little bit.
let that
I'm going to do the curse again. This time, don't be so
Promise I'll
resistant.
come back.
Yeah.
Promise.
Promise.
Okay, Chucky. Only
Cross
because...
my heart and hope to die.
Well, if you do hope to die, that means
do
you must
famously
really...
have a human heart in there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Ollie.
I surrender.
Kala.
Here we go.
Madala, give me the power, I
This is
beg
fun.
of you.
Hey! It's me, Haley, the killer doll.
Wow. Okay. So you can't see this. This is an audio.
Hey guys, I'm
Me,
back from splashing water on my face. What I
Yeah,
missed?
Zach is here.
What's this doll doing?
Hey.
on the
There's a
ground?
husk of a
Hey,
doll on the ground.
Boyfriend.
and-
What?
Hey, boyfriend of mine.
Oh, just
Hey,
catching you up.
hey, Haley.
Chucky possessed Haley. Now the possessed soul of Charles Lee Ray.
That's right, sugar lips.
I mean, I'm willing to see where this goes.
You could do worse.
Yeah. Anyway, for the Meet Spook,
Yeah.
thanks for hanging out with us this October. This was fun. We'll be back next week with a real rom-com to go through. If you like what you heard, or if you thought it was a waste of time, reach out to us at themeetcutecast@gmail.com or at meetcutecast on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you to our guests, Freddy Krueger, the Blair Witch, and I guess Chucky, you're still here?
I guess Haley.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
living with you now.
Hey, Chucky, I see this little piece of paper written in your pocket. Do you mind if I just read it real quick?
Yeah.
Kale.
No.
Allah,
No.
Allah,
No, stop
give me the
reading
power, I
it.
beg
No.
of you.
Ah! Oh my God, Zach. That was horrifying.
Yeah, that was weird. Ah, God damn it. I'm the doll again.
Yeah. Well, you promised I'd come back.
Yeah, I guess this is on me.
Hmm.
Well, I guess I'm going to go home and see what Tiffany's up to. I'll kill you later.
And bye, Chucky. Good having you.
Oof, he is scampering away on those little baby
so
feet.
Weird. That was our first 3-guest episode, though. I think it went pretty well.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a pack
yeah,
full.
It was balanced.
Yeah. So for everyone here at the Meet Cute, I'm Zach.
Oh, I'm Haley.
And I'm Edward.
Have a nice Halloween. Goodbye.
Ah.